See, when I was a kid, I won a track meet, and I had a baby brownie, but the guy that took pictures for the school was using a Leica. So at 9 or 10 years old, maybe, at the end of the World War II, I started cutting pictures of cameras out of magazines and pasting them in a scrapbook and writing the price in pencil. And they were cut out precisely. Then I got sloppy later on and started just cutting them out like that. But this is it, just page after page after page of cameras. What a revelation. A head shrinker would have a field day with that. But that's maybe what started it. My fascination with the camera, not with photography, with the camera. But I went to New York to get established because all the magazines and record companies were there. And then when I came back, my name was fairly well known in the music field, and there wasn't so many music photographers. There was only a couple in San Francisco. There's only about 4 or 5 in New York, 1 or 2 in LA. So I got a lot of jobs, and I was did a lot of work for Look magazine, and then in '72, there was about 50 people that submitted portfolios to Life magazine to do the Stones tour for Life. I got it, based on 10 pictures. And then I had the cover of Life. It was great. So it's just been, the festivals, to have access at festivals, like in Monterey Pop, which was the Woodstock, Isle of Wight. These are great times. They were great. And you got to shoot. There was no restrictions then. It had total access, and that was important. But that afternoon, I'd met him at sound check. I said, "Hey man, my name is Jim Marshall. I'm going to be taking pictures." And I said, "Okay." He goes, "Yeah man, maybe this is just, this shit's supposed to be." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, the dude that makes my amplifiers is Jim Marshall." I go, "Yeah, smart ass me." I go, "Yeah, I know that." He goes, "Yeah, what you don't know is my middle name is Marshall." He was James Marshall Hendricks. He wasn't born with that name, but that's what it was given to him. He was James Marshall Hendricks. And so there was 3 Jim Marshalls on the stage at the same time. I mean, as out there as I am, when I'm photographing, I just kind of become a fly on the wall and just want to document it. I don't even think of myself as a photographer, like a lot of guys. I'm a reporter with a camera. When I'm shooting, 95% of me is involved in the event, but 5% of me has to be outside as the mechanic who uses this machine called a camera, or in my case, a Leica. I think it's something I was born with, that I just have maybe this innate sense of what feels right or what looks right. Like I say, one of the things I'm most proud of, no one's ever complained about what picture I used. Never. I'm really proud of that. Yeah, there was like something about it. Just I've always liked cars, guns, and cameras. Cars and guns have got me in trouble. Cameras haven't. There was a Gibson Guitars ad agencies in Minneapolis, and they had called me about doing an ad campaign for Gibson using players' hands on Les Pauls. So I told them I'd wanted $1,000 for research just to pull out proof sheets. They go, "No, we can't afford it." I go, "Screw you." So I'm in New York a few days later. B.B. King is playing at BB's Club in New York. Les Paul was going to be playing that Monday night at this club he does once a month. I call up this woman at the ad agency. I go, "Look, you're going to do a thing on Les Paul's. How about B.B. King's hands on Lucille and Les Paul's on his Les Paul?" They said no. So I said, "Go fuck yourself. Bye." That I think that I'm trusted in the business. So that's what's important to me. That I won't permit the trust I've been given to be violated by anybody. I just will not permit it. It's something is very personal to me. These are my children, the shots of mine, and I won't permit them to be violated. That's it. There was a guy for the Mercury News. I forget his name. When my book Not Fade Away came out, he wrote, and I called him up on this, and I go, "Hey man, did you write this?" He goes, "Why, don't you like it?" I go, "Come on, are you kidding me?" I said, I couldn't pay anybody to say this. He says, "It's almost as though Jim Marshall was on the shoulder of God when rock and roll was born." He wrote that about my work. I said, wow. It's like, holy Christ, man, you couldn't pay anybody to come up with a line like that. I think I captured the essence of each musician I photographed, tried to, or captured that moment in time. I think me and a lot of the photographers in the 60s, when the music photography really started to take off, were documenting a part of our history without really knowing it. We were being historians without knowing it. We're just doing our job, but it's not, I'm saying doing a job, but like it's never just been a job, it's been my life.